Hello, everyone. Luke Mullin from the Lincoln Journal-Star coming at you from Memorial Stadium for another 4 Downs today. Got the chance to hear from defensive backs coach Evan Cooper, running backs coach E.J. Barthel as we continue meeting some of these new Husker football assistants, learning more about their past, their visions for the future, and, of course, what they're doing in the meantime to improve the roster and work with the players currently here. And, the big thing that stands out about, not just the two assistants that we heard today, but perhaps the entire staff, is how big they are on relationships. And it was very clear, E.J. Barthel talking a little bit about his time at UConn, the position he just left to come here. He was emotional. He teared up when talking about these former running backs, these players that he coached and worked with for several years, saying, hey, these are the guys. They're going to remain with me, in my heart for a long time. And, that's the kind of authenticity that you're looking for in these coaches. I mean, that stuff does not come easy. It's very clear how much they care about these players. It's not just, recruiting to get them here and, churning out the roster. I mean, it's about building these relationships, caring about these young men and, developing them, whether that's, for the NFL, for college football, or for whatever, life purposes in general. Evan Cooper also very strong relationships. That's helped him, become that ace recruiter, as both he and Barthel are, two of those guys that lean on recruiting very much so. And, E.J. Barthel talking about his vision for this running backs room, I thought it was very interesting. He was saying that he and Coach Rule were not looking to the portal for the running backs because of what Nebraska had coming back, which is, of course, basically all four of the leading rushers from a season ago: Anthony Grant, A.J. Allen, who was having a fantastic freshman year before a season-ending injury, Ramir Johnson, and Gabe Ervin also were in the mix. They're all coming back. Nebraska added, of course, Quentin Ives, a big-time Barthel recruit, had been recruiting him at UConn. He follows him here to Nebraska, so not a whole lot of turnover in that running back room. Barthel, he said, very excited to coach these guys and see what they can do. And obviously, the other coach that we spoke with, Evan Cooper, he's got a different challenge there in the defensive backs room, but very similar in terms of a lot of returning experience. And when it comes to Cooper, he's a guy who has been described by defensive coordinator Tony White as a walking Red Bull advertisement in regards to his energy, and that was very clear today. I was interested to see his demeanor, see how that maybe translates to recruiting, to being out there on the road with these high school students, and it's very clear, like I said earlier with relationships, he's authentic, he's energetic, looks you in the eye, eager to carry a conversation about anything, which, admitted it's a press conference setting. It's different than, of course, anything you'll see out there on the road. But like I said, both these two young, energetic coaches, very impressed by both their demeanors. And to me, it's very clear, when you're a high schooler, you see those guys coming in, you can relate to them. And, they pitched the Nebraska program, did that to quite a few guys to get them here. And while we're on the topic of recruiting, tomorrow is a big day. 2024 recruiting opens up the live period. Coaches can be out there on the road talking to recruits, and we'll expect to see a lot of movement, a lot of action here in Nebraska. Players to visit in Omaha and other areas of the state as well. Coaches will fan out across the country. So to both those guys we talked to today, Barthel and Cooper, they'll be busy. They were here today, but gone tomorrow perhaps, out on the road. So stay tuned, journalstar.com. We'll have all the updates for you. For that busy recruiting news, busy recruiting weekend. We'll see what happens. But for now, Luke Mullin saying, hey, thanks for watching today's 4 Downs.